Hi, my name is Justyn Michael Zolli. I am a visual artist working in the San Francisco Bay Area. I am here today at my studio in the Benicia Arsenal Artists Complex. I thought today what I would do is take you inside and introduce you a bit to the process of how I make artworks. I'm primarily a painter, and I work in glass and printmaking and murals and a couple of other things. So I thought I would take you inside and show you a bit of my working process, and I hope you enjoy. So here we go. Okay, welcome to my studio. As you can see, this is a nice big space. Put a lot of work into it. Finished off the walls and added lighting. So it has a very tall ceiling, and you can see I get this wonderful light that's coming in, especially right now. And it's great for really giving me the truest color that the eye can discern. And because color is so important to my work, this space has really allowed my work to open up in a great big way. Over the last few years, I've developed a way of pre-selecting my palette for my paintings, because I was finding that I was spending a lot of time and a lot of paint trying to find the correct color combinations that seemed to work. So I developed a method of pre-selecting my palette beforehand using colored papers like the ones I have here. And what I'll do is I'll find several tones that work together, and then maybe a complementary tone or color to use as a contrast. And in this way, I'm able to really hone in on what color combinations really work, right? And I'll work them, try them out, try different ones. For example, this is a sort of neutral shade of gray, blue, and yellow. That works well, but maybe we'll add a purple too, like that. That seems to work. Or sometimes I'll even cut out a shape in order to see what maybe a circle of green would look like on a light blue background. One of the things I work with is glass, and glass is one of those wonderful materials that helps me to truly understand light and color and how it operates. There's nothing like refracted color, which is basically light coming through glass to give you the most pure color. I love glass for its optical qualities and its ability to transmit light. I've been working with glass now for over 25 years, since I was an art student Earlier in my career, I made part of my livelihood restoring historic stained glass windows for many sacred and religious buildings all throughout New England, New York, and here in San Francisco. And I got to work with some great conservators and artists. And while doing that, on occasion, I would be very fortunate enough to get to translate my artistic ideas into this beautiful, luminous material that I love working with so much. This next part of the studio is what I call the clean room. It is the area where I bring finished work over to display it for potential visitors, photograph it. I've also got my library, my flat files, and just a nice place to show finished work. Here's my library of books. I love books. As an extension and really a complement to my creative practice, for many, many years I've been researching sacred architecture and ancient temples all over the world, as a source of inspiration, knowledge, and aesthetic experience. These research trips, they have led me all over Western Europe, to the Himalayan foothills, throughout India, the Mayan Yucatan Peninsula, a lot of amazing places. I'm deeply interested in the field of aesthetics and the intersection of art, religion, spirituality, sacred architecture, and how all these incredible temples from the deep past and civilizations all over the world, how they actually embody timeless truths. It's my hope to be able to apply a bit of what I've been able to learn through these researches into my creative practice, and in so doing, perhaps evoke those same timeless principles. One of the methods that I use to create the geometry in my work is I've begun using a digital tablet and a digital pencil. What this does is it frees me up to be able to create multiple effects without having to draw out every single line. I can use the digital tool, it's very sophisticated, and then project the image that I want onto the blank canvas, trace it out, and then get right into painting. One of the great advantages of the digital revolution is that there are all these tools now available to help the artist. This is the one I particularly like. It's a program that allows me to make geometries that in a circular manner that then repeat, and I can increase the sections if I wish, and really develop my understanding of geometry in this way. So from there, what I do is I use a projector and I'll project the images onto the canvas, and then I'll begin painting. I paint with acrylic paint, and this is something I learned from working as a muralist for the National Park Service. I had to paint a mural inside a building, and the supervisor said I had to use acrylic instead of oil, which I had been using for many years. But I grew to love acrylic because it's much cleaner, the colors are bright, and It's a little bit easier to clean up. It doesn't produce any fumes, and I can get all of the effects that I want with acrylic paint. One of the tools I love to use is a squeegee, and what I like about this is that it gives you a very sharp edge along the edge and allows me to pull the paint down into a very smooth surface. So I can kind of get rid of the buildup and the brush marks. And since I'm so always painting over earlier areas, I don't like to have too much underpainting showing through. I like the surface to be nice and smooth. I've always got about 10 or 15 paintings going on at one time. The process of completing finished work is never very linear. An important principle I strive for in my work is to be able to enter into the painting, usually through the center. I want you to feel that you're going into a deep space somewhere, in an inner chamber perhaps, in a sanctuary deep within, but there's a space behind the space. I want you to feel like you're entering into the painting, not just looking at the surface. Ultimately, my work in art is about light. It's really a meditation on light, color, geometry, and gesture. Well, thanks for joining me on this studio visit. I hope it's given you some insight into the ways of this artist anyway. I hope to connect with you. You can find me on Instagram and on Facebook. And I also exhibit regularly around the country at various galleries and art fairs. So please drop me a line, look me up, come to my exhibition. It's been really nice to share my work with you. Thank you.